Hello guys, this video will be a resume of all the current articles on my homepage. This video format is going to be something regular, and I'll do one resume video a week where I'll talk about all the articles I made and discuss events that are currently happening. So let's get started. The first article is that one, the Shelley update. We all know Cardano launched Shelley in August, and now they gave us a roadmap on what they are trying to achieve with Shelley. Let's just get over it. The first concept that Cardano is working on is partial delegation. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, because currently when you want to delegate something, you're only able to delegate your whole wallet, and with partial delegation, you're able to choose a collection of pools and distribute your stake amongst them. The next concept Cardano is working on is Smash. This concept is working on how metadata is handled for stake pools, and the metadata is user driven. Yeah, it is pretty cool, because that means the users can choose between different Smash servers that have been parameterized by different people, and that way you get just a list of stake pools corresponding to the chosen parameters. And from what I understood, you're also able to filter the parameters in your own liking. Yeah, a pretty cool concept. So the next concept is Cardano is trying to improve security. I'm trying to break it down as simple as possible. They are trying to separate the stake pool security into two sections. You have a hot section and a cold section. On the cold section, you have all the keys and all the organizational data, and the hot section is just a proxy that represents your stake pool. But it is not actually your stake pool, it's just a representation. So if your representation gets compromised, you do not need to worry about losing your money or anything, because all the money is in the cold section. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, you can just read the article and it should be clearer. The next concept Charles is working on, or the Cardano team is working on, is multi-sig pledging. That just allows smaller pools to pool their capital together and for them to be a bigger collective pool in order to compete with the big pools. Yeah, also pretty straightforward. So yeah, let's get to the next one. Now, coming with October, we have the first decentralized voting. Many of you might know it. Cardano has a DC fund, and now in October we are able to vote for the projects who applied for the DC fund, because the DC fund is fully community driven. So we, the community, are able to decide which projects are worth of funding. It's pretty cool. As soon as I know specific dates, I'll obviously write an article. Yeah. So exactly, here we have the C fund and the VC fund. So I mean, the Cardano ecosystem has many different support systems in form of money or sponsoring, and the one we're talking about now are the C fund and the DC fund. The C fund is the Cardano Fund. This fund is managed fully by Charles Haskell himself. And because it's managed by him, he's the one to decide who gets funding. And we have the DC fund. I mean, we just talked about it in the last article. That's the Decentralized Cardano Fund. That fund is created from the treasury of the Cardano blockchain. And this fund is, like I already mentioned before, fully managed by the community. And we other holders are able to vote which projects deserve funding. Pretty straightforward. Just read the article. I think I wrote it pretty clear. Oh, and what's also cool is, in August, Charles said that if a project gets funded by the DC fund, which can be a maximum of $15,000, Charles himself will add the same amount of funding from the DC fund. So theoretically, you're able to get $30,000 funding from the DC fund and C fund together. I think that's just a one-time thing that Charles is adding that one. I think that's just in October because that's the first voting. But yeah, we will see and I'll keep you updated. Next up, that's also pretty cool. Why does Cardano need Ethereum Classic? How can this coin be profitable for Cardano? Yeah, I'll just read the article because it's not that long and it's pretty, if I read it then you will see what I mean. It is in Cardano's best interest to be interoperable with as many systems as possible for transaction volume to flow from one system into another. Cardano is not only a service provider for users and app developers, but also for other cryptocurrencies. Charles gave the example that if, for example, Litecoin decided that they also want to offer smart contracts, they can just move their Litecoin to Cardano and do the work on the Cardano blockchain that is not able to be done on Litecoin itself. That way, every ADA holder, service provider, stake pool operator, and delegator is benefiting from the economic activity made by Litecoin. That just means Litecoin is not able to do smart contracts, so Litecoin is able to do them with Cardano. The transaction volume flows from one system to another. That's pretty cool because Litecoin itself has transaction and economic activity, and if they use the Cardano blockchain, we also benefit from that activity. Like the transaction volume flows literally from Litecoin to Cardano, and that's why the interoperability from Cardano is such a huge deal. So, artificial intelligence in Cardano. Artificial intelligence can be broken into two general categories. The first category is the superhuman capabilities, and the second category is artificial intelligence. Let's just talk about superhuman capabilities. In our current era, it is not difficult to make a computer system superior to a human being. There are literally computers with better listening capabilities than a human. We even reached a point now where we can just download code for certain areas. AI code in order for your computer to do something on a superhuman level. It's pretty obvious the superhuman capabilities category just talks about how computers are able to surpass human beings in certain areas. And the juicy stuff is the general intelligence category. In this category, we are giving computers value, wisdom, and judgment, which is not just mimicking capability like superhuman capability does, but we're giving a computer the ability to be independently intelligent. That's important because AI is able to affect the environment around them, and with general intelligence, they're able to assess if it is wise to influence the environment around them. This article came from AMA from Charles, Ask Me Anything, and the question was, can AI be used in blockchains and especially Cardano? And Charles definitely thinks so, but he said that at the current level it would not be possible. At least it would not be optimal. AI just needs to improve further. But he said that a blockchain can be the constitution, and general intelligence can substitute human judgment with artificial judgment. Maybe 10 to 15 years down the line, AI can be substantial in automating, for example, dispute resolution or deciding whether a hard fork should happen. Yeah, that's it for that article, but I would recommend to read it. It's, like I said, not a long article, but it sums up everything perfectly. So, that one made me smile, because on the 29th of September, the crypto coin from Cardano, ADA, has a 3-year anniversary. That's pretty cool. Charles said there's currently no event planned, but there might be an online event. But as soon as I know something, I'll let you guys know. And another cool thing, many of, or I don't know if it's that common knowledge, but a lot of the Cardano stack is developed in Haskell. That's a functional programming language. And I'll just read the article. The Haskell Foundation is a new group being formed to help Haskell reach a better place. The Haskell community is a tribe of brilliant minds, but unfortunately they lack unification in comparison to other languages, like for example Java or JavaScript. And Cardano is donating $125,000 to Haskell with the intent to help them push forward. First off, I think that's pretty cool, because Haskell is not as big as Java, or the Haskell community is not as big as Java or JavaScript, and being sponsored by Cardano might really help them push forward. I mean, Cardano itself is obviously profiting for them if Haskell is in a better place, because like I mentioned already, Cardano is the Cardano stack is mostly developed with Haskell. So if Haskell improves, obviously the Cardano stack is improving. So yeah, that's actually it for my articles. I'll keep on writing. Next week we'll get new articles, and until then you can just always read them under news. If you guys, I don't know, have feedback for me, I don't know if I have grammar mistakes, if I misinterpreted something, you can just write it in the comment section. Yeah, that's it, and until next week, I'll always try to release the weekly weekly summary, weekly podcast, I don't know how you want to call it, every Sunday. So thank you, and until the next time.